Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Alinga Sisa Lifestyle. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Let us make this channel to reach 1K subscribers and I will be so grateful. Today I'm super excited because I want to teach you how you can take care of your layers from the very first day you bring them into your farm until you sell them, because I've realized that you can have very good layers and they can start laying very well, and if you don't take care of them well as a farmer, they will end up dropping production, they will end up not performing well, and you will end up selling those birds before the time that you're supposed to sell them. Currently I have 315 layers, of which they have now laid for 65 weeks, and guys, they are still performing well, because imagine having only 315 layers and you're getting 7 trays of eggs. Isn't that a very good performance? Because I have really exhausted these birds, they have really performed well and I'm almost selling them off. So we are going to enter inside my chicken house and we shall learn very many things right there that I really want us to learn, so that as beginners, when you start this project, you don't make these same mistakes. You don't, at least you know what you're supposed to do to become successful in poultry farming. But please, if you're still new, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and I'll be so grateful. See you right inside the farm. So guys, it's already 1 p.m. and I've finished giving these birds feeds. So we are going to enter inside because there are a few things that I want us to learn inside my poultry farm, so that at least as a beginner, you know what I am talking about, okay? Now, right now, all the birds are busy feeding, okay? The first thing that I want us to learn is that when these birds start laying eggs, you have to keep the time you give them feeds. If you give them feeds early morning, let's say by 6 a.m., endeavor to give them feeds at exactly 6 a.m. in the morning. And if you decide that you will be giving them feeds twice, because for me here I give them feeds twice, early in the morning and then at 1 p.m. like this, make sure that you keep the time. And then you can see how I have put my drinkers, okay? I decided to construct this those stands. I use the bricks and cement to construct it, so that at least my water can be safe. But surprisingly, my water is also not safe. If you can check this water, how dirty it is. You guys, you can see how this water is dirty. This is typically not right, because I have birds that they come and stand on top here and then they put their dropping right in the water. And as the owner of the farm, whenever you see this, make sure that this water is changed immediately. But you realize that when you leave the work in the hands of the farm workers, they will not consider changing this water. Now you can see this is since morning and the water is still there, and when the rest of the water gets done, the birds will resort in drinking this water. This is where the problems of worms come in, and you realize when these birds have worms, they will lose on weight, they will drop in production, they will keep getting sick, they will get diarrhea, which is really not good for the project. So you can see, okay? And then also I wanted us to look at the construction of your chicken house. You can see how my floor is. I did not put there concrete. Whenever you're constructing your chicken house, make sure you put there concrete, so that birds don't keep on scratching down like this, because you realize even I can see some nails here, and these nails are very dangerous for these birds. They will end up swallowing the nail and it will pierce their gizzard, and you'll end up losing that layer, and of which losing one layer end like this is typically a very big loss to the project. And then also make sure there are no access, like there are no holes where rats or cats can enter your chicken house. You can see how I have so many rats dropping there, because at night if you come inside here, you might think this is a zoo for the rats, and these rats bring so many problems for these birds. They will bring fleas for the birds, they will bring mites for the birds, they will end up eating your birds. It has killed so many of my birds. So far I lost like 5 birds because of this rats, okay? So make sure that whenever you're constructing your chicken house, there are no openings where rats can easily enter, or even the wild birds, because even right now the wild birds are inside here. I saw one here. They always come to also eat the chicken feeds, and these are the things, these wild birds are the ones that bring these diseases for our birds. You can see I've even decided to put those, I've put that. So what, this one I've just put it. I'm going to buy the rat poison and mix with the chicken feeds and put inside there and see if I will be able to control the rats. That is why in the new chicken house, I'm really being so patient with this construction, because I really want to make it to standard in a way that these rats, cats, whatsoever rodent will not be able to enter my chicken house. And then when you give your birds feeds, make sure that all your birds are feeding at the same time. You can see all my birds are freely feeding at the same time. Others are already drinking water right here. Okay? So, disadvantages of birds not feeding at the same time, their growth will not be uniform. Their laying will not be uniform. Birds will end up, others laying very tiny eggs, others will lay big eggs, others will even lay double yolk eggs. Okay? Because as you can see, these feeds, it is mixed with so many other items. I think I have, like, because I've mixed there's soya bean, there is sunflower cake, there is broken maize, there is concentrate, there is maize bran. So all the things are mixed here. And since this feed is not pelleted, you realize that when other birds feed late, the first ones that fed will be able to pick out some of these nutrients, and other birds will end up not eating. Actually, I've also mixed that lime, I forgot. So other birds will end up not eating some other nutrients that they're supposed to eat. That is in case the feeders are not enough. But for me here, my feeders are enough. You can see only that I've fed them sometimes. It is almost 10 minutes or 20 minutes. But at least when you just give them the feeds, you find that all my birds are able to feed at the same time. So that is the chicken. That is one of them. I have so many. And you realize those are the birds that their friends keep pecking on it. So for them to search for refuge, they'll stand on top there in fear of the rest. Because if it stands down, the friends keep on pecking on it. So the only solution is for me to put there some patches around the farm inside here. But you realize I didn't put there patches where other birds can climb on, and at least when they are fearing the friends. I decided to put the other one at the corner. You guys can see the other one at the corner, but I put it late. I think I just put it a month ago, but the birds were not used to it in the corner there. So you always have to work on this as a farmer, because I know this is one challenge that most farmers have. And when your birds keep drinking that water like this, trust me, they'll reduce in production, they'll get so many chicken diseases. Okay? Now, during the time of feeding the birds, you must be very, very keen as a farmer. If you see those birds that are not running towards you to come and grab the feeds, just know that bird has a problem. The reason why I said we should come and talk from the farm here is because I noticed something today when I was feeding these birds this afternoon. Okay? I realized one bird was not able to walk, was not able to run towards me to come and feed. And I decided to find out what was the problem. And I'm going to show you what is the problem. Let me look for that bird. Guys, you will excuse me if there is a lot of noise, okay? Now, let me look for it. This is a very healthy bird, but it was not able to move. And I was curious enough to find out what was the problem with this bird. So, for you as a beginner, make sure that whenever you're coming inside to give your birds feed, and this particular bird is not able to even run or walk, try to go lift that bird, find out what is the problem with that. But now there is this particular bird. Okay? Just even come up to here. Okay? Let me look, check it. Now, guys, I've got the bird. Let me go where there's enough light. Now, when I came to check this bird in particular, I noticed that there was a string that had wrapped up on this bird. Okay? There was a string that had wrapped up on this bird. You can see? I really don't know how this bird got wrapped up with this string. Let me just step on the feet like this. Okay, so you can see here is wrapped up and the string comes up to the neck, you see, and he had come from the neck and tied the leg down there. And it was stopping this chicken from moving, it was stopping it from feeding, and this is a very healthy chicken that is laying very well. Can you imagine? Now it is working well. And now it will be a big problem if you, the owner of the farm, do not always come to your chicken house to check how your birds are doing. If this was only a farm that is looked after by workers, you realize that bird will even end up being so depressed, end up being in the corner. When it is a very simple case, it was just a matter of removing this string from the neck and the leg, and the birds start doing well. So as the owner of the farm, please, always come inside your chicken house, check what is wrong with your birds, see how your birds are feeding, see how your birds are doing, see whether the drinkers have drinking water, okay? See whether your birds are getting enough feeds or being fed at the right time. That is the only way you're going to succeed in poultry farming. But if you leave this work in the hands of workers, and for you really don't want to do the work, honestly, I don't know where you will fall, because poultry farming is a project of hard work. It's a project of being innovative. It's a project of being creative, and it's a project of being persistent. Okay, you can fail the first time, the second time, and the third time you can succeed. So that is all I want us to know. Please. So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for loving me. And those who are still new, please let us subscribe to Alinga Sise Lifestyle. Let us make this channel to reach 1K subscribers, and I will be so grateful. See you next time. I love you all. Bye bye.